Oh my gosh. Hello from this crater. It's a crater. Hello. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a thrifted book review on the book Open and Shut by David Rosenfeld. And this is actually an Andy Carpenter novel, which I didn't know what this was until finding this book, but it's actually a series of books. And I actually found this on thriftbooks.com, but this was not the book that introduced me to the series. This is the book that introduced me to the series, and I absolutely had to buy it. Come on. Is that not just the best pun, and it's Christmas themed? But anyway, back to Open and Shut. I decided that I would purchase this because this is the first book in the series and I wanted to know what the setup was. So this is the book that I'm going to be reviewing today, but I may or may not review some of the others in the future. So we'll see about that. I'm going to start with a summary and I'm going to try to keep it mostly spoiler free, and then I am going to go into a review, so if you're not interested in the summary you can just go ahead and skip to the review. I will leave a timestamp down below. Anyway, let's get into this summary. I will see how well I can summarize it. Open and Shut follows defense attorney Andy Carpenter as he navigates the retrial of a murder case. The suspect for this case insists that he doesn't remember anything from the night, and as Andy digs a little bit deeper with the help of his golden retriever, Tara, he realizes that his client has actually been set up. He's like, this evidence is just it's a little too spot on, and there's some discrepancies that he realizes, so he comes to the conclusion that his client has been set up. Why he was set up or who set him up is ultimately uncovered with the help of his investigator friend slash ultimately girlfriend. The story essentially begins when Andy's father unexpectedly drops dead at a baseball game. And during the game they had actually been talking about this specific murder case, and his father asked him to take on the retrial of an old murder case that he had prosecuted. So Andy goes forward with defending the same client that his father prosecuted, but things get a lot more complicated when he learns of a large, unexpected inheritance from his father. A $22 million inheritance. He's like, where did this come from? But anyway, he comes across an old photo of his father and some friends of his father's that may hold some answers to where the money came from, so he starts digging into this photo a little bit and trying to figure out who all of the people are and why they were in this photo together. One of the men in the photo is the father of his now separated wife. This guy's name is Philip, and another one of the guys in the photo is actually the father of the boyfriend of the woman who was murdered, if that makes sense. So, as the trial moves forward, the photo seems to be connected not only to his father's hidden fortune and his inheritance, but also to the setup of his client, Willie. So it kind of unfolds as to exactly why this is. I won't give away the ultimate ending, but you do find out who set him up, and you find out how the money came about and how the murder exactly unfolded. So it's satisfying in that way. You do get like the clear-cut answers in the end. I won't give them away in this summary though, because I feel like if you do want to read this, that's something that you don't want spoiled. Let's move on to the review. My thoughts on this book are, let's start just with the character Andy Carpenter, because I like him. I think he's a super likable character, but my complaint is almost that he might be too likable, if that makes sense. Like, he doesn't have real proper flaws as a character, and even if it does seem like he might potentially have a flaw, it's really quickly and easily explained away. But I also think that in this style of book, you're maybe not looking for a super complex main character. You are just looking for somebody to take you on the journey through the mystery and that's going to be a lot easier with a character that's just super likable and easygoing. So I get why it's written the way it is and why he's written the way he is, but that's just something worth noting, is he's a little bit too likable, maybe lacking a little depth. I don't know. I like just the setup. He's a defense attorney. He's got his golden retriever, Tara. He loves his golden retriever. As somebody who has a golden retriever and loves her golden retriever, that makes his character really endearing to me because I get it. As for the book itself, it's a good story and an interesting mystery. Definitely not life-changing, but I would just consider it an entertaining and well-written book. I think the character of Andy Carpenter is really clever and witty sometimes, and I think that the writing in general comes through as like pretty humorous and fun at times, but also really good at having the mystery unfold, so it is well written. It's not something that is gonna change your life, it's just entertainment. So for that, I'm like, we don't need to dig super deep into it, it's just pure entertainment, and that's okay. I think something really strong about this book is that it brings you into the world of the protagonist with a lot of ease. So it makes the reader feel really, really comfortable almost immediately. You immediately get the rhythm of his world, the type of guy Andy is, exactly what's going on in his day-to-day life. You get that rhythm really quickly, so it allows you to like focus on the mystery. And I actually think that that is a very skilled type of writing to be able to pull off. I don't think all books can make you feel at ease in the world right away. So that's something worth noting about this. It's got this type of familiarity to it, if that makes sense. Honestly, my biggest complaint is lack of Tara. There was not enough Tara. I really hope that subsequent books feature her more heavily. Love Tara. She's a good girl. Would like to see her more. She could probably help solve some mysteries. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Somebody wanted to be held, and that's okay. We're pro-holding in this household. But anyway, back to my general thoughts on this book. To me, it feels like the type of book that you would take on a plane or a train ride because it's entertaining, it's easy enough to follow, but it does have an interesting mystery and an interesting plot, but it's also just really engaging and it sucks you in very easily. So it feels like a really good book to just like throw in a bag if you're going on a trip. And I would imagine some of the subsequent books in the series also feel that way. But I'm looking forward to finding out. So I guess I'll keep you updated. I think that's pretty much it for my review. I think I would give this like 4 out of 5 stars. I did find it honestly super entertaining. It was a great mystery. It was a fun plot. Yeah, I liked it. I would recommend it to people who just want kind of like a light-hearted type of mystery book. It's not gory or scary really or anything like that. Yeah, just keeping it cash. My friend It's Just Church is also doing a review of this on his Church on Monday podcast. So I will put a link to that here, and I would definitely urge you to go check it out if you want to see a different review on the same book. He'll definitely have a different take on it than I did. I think that's it for this video. I don't have a ton of heavy criticisms for this book, but I just think it's a fun little slice of entertainment. That's this review. Open and shut. I'll see myself out. Please let me know if you have read this book or if you're interested in it in the comments below. And I will see you later. Bye!